Guys, what's up? It's me, Trickett. And yes, guys, this is another amazing edition, guys, of Wake Up with Trickett. And I am here what is it, Sunday, Spiritual Sunday, guys, out in the backyard, enjoying nature, relaxing. It is what it is. But hey, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about gifts that you didn't ask for. And I'm talking spiritual gifts. What happens when you receive gifts that you didn't ask for? That's what we're going to talk about. But let me get this out the way right now. Let me show my appreciation for all my new subscribers. Hope you stay for a long time and not a short time. We are going to learn and grow together. And for my OGs, my A1s from day ones, I thank you for rocking out with me, and I hope that you continue to rock out with me so we can continue to grow, because iron sharpens iron, and we're going to build our family, right? Absolutely. And for those that came and stumbled across my page, however you came by it, it was meant for you to be here. So might as well just kick back, put your legs up, or kick your feet up. Put your legs up, kick your feet up, and get ready and be a sponge and soak in some really good knowledge. And with that being said, guys, here we go. So, guys, spiritual gifts that you didn't ask for. What do you do when this happens to you? You know how many people that are walking around with spiritual gifts? I mean, truly gifted. And because they may be dealing with people that may be religious and don't understand spirituality, they understand the religious side. And because it hasn't happened to them, or maybe someone they know, well, you know how that works. And then, that individual is outcasted or black sheep, or, they're the talk of every conversation, but unfortunately not for the positive. You know, you know. What do you do when you're that person that has been given spiritual gifts, and you're surrounded around people that are regular, that don't have it, that are in a matrix, that they can only go so far in comprehending and thinking. And you probably can't get mad at them, because if they were not awakened to this, just like there was a time, probably none of us were awakened, those that are spiritually gifted, we would have probably reacted the same exact way. So you have to have some understanding in that department right there. Um, why people freak out. They might even say you're worshiping the devil, and you don't even worship the devil. As long as you were doing it the way they were doing whether you were, flawed, you know, left and right, but because they were able to um, familiarize themselves with what you were doing, they felt comfortable. But the minute then they're not able to familiarize themselves with what you're doing, and then, they trip out. They get, people are afraid of what they don't know. And people are afraid when you're able to tell them things about themselves that they never even told you. Because then they're like, how do you know that? And then, that whole fear factor goes in to play. And that's only because, they don't feel comfortable with you knowing, things about them that they haven't told you. And I can understand that. But what do you do, though, when you're the person that got the spiritual gifts and you didn't even ask for them? For a lot of people, they didn't even know of them. They just woke up one day, or you went through a lot of trauma, or you dealt with a lot, or whatever. And one day you woke up and you were able to do something that a lot of other people can't. Or you were the only one in your family or in your bloodline that was able to do something that everybody was, that everybody else wasn't. So, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, how do you explain it to people that would never understand it because they don't believe it? So, you're already isolated due to just your gifts by itself. So, what happens? So, a lot of people that have these gifts, they want to what? They want to dummy themselves down. They want to hide it. They don't want people to look at them weird. Who are these people? Regular people. Regular people that have zero gifts. They have a following, a gathering of people that are just like them, and you're concerned about that? That's crazy. All they have is just a bunch of people that do the same things that they do and understand the same way they do. Probably hide the same way they do too, and pretend and wear masks the same way they do too. Birds of a feather flock together. But I wouldn't dummy myself down for nobody. I don't care if people understand or don't understand. That's not my problem. And the reason why I'm so strong on my belief is because if this were to happen to them, what would they do? They'd be looking for people like us then to associate with because they would want to understand what it is, how to work it, how to use it, you know, what's going on here. And they know they can't get answers from where they're at and from those that they associate with. So, what do you do when you have spiritual gifts? You don't dummy yourself down like a lot of people do. They cower out, they get afraid. They're so worried about what broken people may think. I could care less. Here's some glue. Put yourself together. I am not Humpty Dumpty. I don't have time for this. I know my value. I know my worth. And I just don't have time for this. I just got to bounce. And hopefully you all feel the same way too. But I know there's a lot of you out there that hide it, that don't want people to know. I don't care. It's given to me. It was given to me. I didn't ask for it. And I have a lot of them. A lot of gifts. And so who do I talk to about it? No one. Who do you guys go to? No one for the most part. Go online, try to find other people that, may be dealing with the same situation, but other than that, that's about it. It's not going to come from your home. It's not going to come from your friends and family. Once again, you can't blame them because until their third eye is opened up, they're never going to know. Just like there was a time you and I didn't know. And we would have thought those people are crazy. And we probably would have even said they're worshiping the devil or something because it's something so foreign to us. And we're only used to one way of worship, church or synagogue or whatever, temple, whatever, you know, your choices. But what happens when it happens to you? And then everything you spoke against, everything that you was in a group speaking negative about, now you're made one of those that are walking around with spiritual gifts that people don't have. What do you do? Just never use it? Or do you choose to use it for good, like I have? Use it to help others. You know, I even do the little baby reveal. Is it going to be a boy or a girl trinket? It's going to be this. They get happy. So that's cool. Is it a big thing to me? Nah. That's just slight weight. But to see somebody smile it's what's up. I'm down with that. So I do it, you know. But and I'm sure you guys use your gifts to do little things like that, just to put a smile on someone's face. But honestly, I'm into the meat and potatoes. I'm doing stuff in different realms in here, so I'm just on a whole nother level. But see, that type of talk like that to a regular, say, religious person, they would never even have a clue on what you're talking about. You might as well be talking to the wall, and no shade thrown on them. They're just like, that's way out of my pay grade. That's above my pay grade. I don't have that type of knowledge. I haven't been awakened to that yet. And then, if they think outside the box, because if they're willing to listen and have an open mind, and then that that is an individual, that is a vessel that is willing to learn, that is a vessel that is willing to go beyond just what they've been taught, because they understand that there's no way they could have been taught everything, no matter who taught it to them. There was always more knowledge. So they place no ceiling cap. So they're able just to soar as high as their imagination and determination will allow them to. So if they're willing to hear you out, they're willing to keep an open mind, they're not already prejudging you on something they have no idea of. You can read their mind, they can't read yours. You can read their energy, they can't read yours. You can go into their past, present, or future, they can't do that to you. You can go into their past lives, talk to their passed on loved ones, they can't do that. You can connect the energy, they can't do that. They're just not there yet. Doesn't make them slow, doesn't make them dumb. It just makes them non aware because their third eye isn't open yet. And we've all been there, and I'm going to keep repeating it. But then, they still have to watch. There's no excuse for ignorance. And so they still have to watch when they start bad mouthing you. They still have to watch because, see, once for one, they can't lie. For two, you can, depending on who has what type of gifts, but you're able to trace the energy back instantly to who's sending it to you. Do they know how to defend themselves? Or are they just talking recklessly, gossiping? Because that's just what they do, but they have no idea that comes with consequences. They wonder why things aren't working out. They wonder why things are going down. Every time they open their mouth against you, things go wrong for them. Every time they slander you, things go wrong for them. You've been given a spiritual gift. And if you're using it correctly, and then that's a good thing. If you're using it for the negative, and then you'll be dealt with. God gives and He takes. What does He say? I give and yeah, He also gives and He also takes it from you if you're not using it correctly. So what do you do when you have spiritual gifts? Who do you talk to? Where do you go? You're already going to be outcasted. So a lot of people are walking around with that little anxiety, that fear, just because they're not comfortable of who they are or who they're becoming. And they've gotten comfortable with those that third eye is just completely shut. So they all do the same thing, all talk about the same thing, all gossip about the same thing. And it sounds normal because there's so many people doing the same thing. But it's so far from normal. It's all low vibrational. So it is what it is. I'm just asking. I don't have the answer. I'm a soldier. I don't care what people think. Why would I care? Let's just put this in its right perspective. If a 5-year-old was telling you how to drive or pay your bills, and you know this 5-year-old has no clue of driving or how to pay bills, would you pay that 5-year-old any mind in that area? It's a redundant question. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, you wouldn't. Because you would be like, this person has no idea what they're talking about. And that's how I feel. I stand in my power constantly. I know who I am. Most people don't know who they are. So I'm not concerned about them. I'm there if they need help. I got gifts. I can help. I can do things that they've probably been praying and praying and praying and praying and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and still never got the answer. Anyway, guys, I want to leave it there. What do? I just say stand in your power. If you're gifted, stand in your power. No, you don't have to boast. But you don't dummy yourself down just to make other people feel good either. So just stand in your power. Stand in your confidence. Stand in knowing who you are. And don't let anyone try to dim your light just because of their lack of knowledge of who you are, because it hasn't happened to them. But let it happen to them, and then boom, everything that they spoke is going to change instantly. That's how you know it's out of ignorance and fear. A lot of people carry fear. You know, these are the same pendant, and I'm going to let you guys go. They're the same pendant. These are the same people that will tell you, why do you have, this type of necklace on? Why do you wear these type of beads? Or why do you deal with crystals? None of that has caused injury. None of that has caused murder, mayhem, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But they'll ask because out of ignorance, they're letting you know they don't know, and that's fine. But then when they take it a step too far is when they cross the line, and then karma comes back on them. Is when they're like, well, you don't believe, and, all you need to do is believe in God. Now, these are the same people that have an alarm on their car, the same people that have an alarm in their house, the same people that if they have a business have an alarm on their business. A lot of these people are own a firearm, rifle, pistol, some type of firearm. But these are the same people that'll tell you for something that can't hurt no one. A firearm can hurt someone. And I'm not against firearms. I'm just saying it can. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is they're not looking in the mirror. That's why it's ignorance. They're saying, oh, all you need to do is just believe in Jesus or believe in God. So why do you hit that button every time you get in your car? I bought it with an alarm. Why didn't you have it taken off, dismantled? No, because you still want to use it, because you still feel it's keeping you safe. And you know what the next thing people will say? Oh, well, that's just common sense. It's common sense when it comes to their fears. So instead of saying this is my excuse why I'm going to do this, they just say, well, it's only common sense. But it's not common sense of why they have the protection they have, and it's outside of their God that they believe in. Why don't they just give it all up to God? Show that you got that incredible faith. They don't. But they want to tell you about a necklace or a bracelet that hasn't killed no one, hurt no one, not even by an accident. You don't hear about anybody at school, hey, they took a bracelet and it hurt something. No. he had a crystal and people were done. No, no. You hear that. You hear that about all the other stuff. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's just wanted to end it with some common sense. I believe it goes far. Whether you get it today or get it tomorrow or get it next week. Doesn't matter when you get it. As long as you get it and you run with it, you're always going to be that much further in life. Being a better version of yourself. My name is Trickett. This is Wake Up with Trickett, where we think outside the box, guys. Because we'll never be locked in. We'll never be stagnant. Because we're going to keep growing, right? And with that being said, till the next one. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.